Hello, this is a Grotrin Steinweg grand piano, 192 centimetres long. That's about 6'3" long. And it's kept in this church building. We've had a relationship with this church for over 20 years. And we keep pianos in here and then they sell and then we put another one that's a high quality piano. So really encouraged by the quality of this piano. Grotrin Steinweg's one of our favourite makes. This is a cover that's put on the grand pianos. We've had longer grands than this. We've had up to about 275 centimetres long. Obviously this is a big building, so we need a big piano in it ideally, and the church looks after it really well, so we're very encouraged by that. Now we always keep a cover on it, and my colleague, our remover, says that it's really important to keep the cover upside down when you put it on the floor, otherwise it collects dust, and when you put it back on the piano it can scratch. There are hardly any scratches on this piano. It's not 100%, but it's really there's no dents in it at all, no scrapes of any sort, so that's very encouraging. We'll obviously try and improve it even more. When Steinweg moved to the USA and changed his name to Steinway, Steinweg was the company that was left, was teamed up with Grotrin, and you'll find them called Grotrin in the USA, but Grotrin Steinweg in Europe. Now, the inside of the piano is also immaculate. There's a serial number that dates it to 1987, and that's the importer's number, Morley's shop in Lewisham, and that's their number, so that we can date that by contacting them as well. Grotrin Steinweg pianos are just beautifully designed in every way. That's the frame, which looks absolutely perfect as well. The tone is beautiful and round, quite mellow as well. That's the mid-treble, the most important area, obviously, and then the tenor. And an incredibly rich bass. And the top treble is powerful and mellow too. Now if we look at the hammers, we can see how much the piano's been used, and it's had a little bit of wear, but you can see not too much. We would probably do some very light refacing and definitely some voicing of the hammers too. Now I haven't tuned the piano yet, and the pitch is already at 442, so roughly, as you can see there, the middle string's the one that's slightly out of tune, and the other, well, they're not all quite in tune, but the piano, generally, the pitch there, you can hear is different. It often is here that you'll get the octaves going out. So we need to tune the piano, fine-tune it for concerts for the venue it's in. There's a lot of concerts go on here, and they always want a good quality grand piano, so we try and find one, the best one basically. So it's usually the best piano we've got put here. A 442 is quite acceptable for concert venues. When I used to tune all the time for a concert venue in Portsmouth, then 442 is where we kept the piano, because some foreign orchestras wanted 444, and Steinway said we shouldn't raise the pitch and lower the pitch. This was going back about 35 years, so that was so we kept it 442, and nobody really nobody really minded that it was a couple of beats sharp of concert. So that's normally the case. So 442 is fine, we'll leave it at that. Now I've tuned the whole temperament area. That's from this C here down to this F sharp. I've got other videos on tuning, so I haven't got time this morning to do any more, but now I'm going to, having doing the temperament area, I'm going to go up to the top of the treble and then down to the bottom bass, and then obviously check the whole piano. Now I'm going up to the treble, it's very slightly sharpened. Now I've done right up to the top treble, and now I'm going to do the tenor right down to the bottom bass. This app, by the way, is called G-String. It's not one I use for tuning, but I like it visually, so I like to show it on the video. That shows the pitch it's at, and that shows the pitch that the note normally will be. So again, the bass may be slightly stretched downwards. I don't tend to stretch the bass very much down, but I know there's a variety of different thoughts about that, and if you're a tuner, you might like to comment. And I don't really use that just to start off with to get an A, and then afterwards I'm not really using the app at all, but it's there so you can have a look at it. Now and again I like to look at it myself. So this octave, fifth, fourth, I want to try and get them all as pure as possible. pretty good. Right down here though, you can hear it. It's definitely in this area here, which you often get with a slight change of humidity. You often find that area there is the one that's out of tune. You can see this tenor area here has gone a bit sharp compared to where we were before. So that's got to be lowered. So afterwards I always check the tuning with octaves and fifths, and I'm just listening to see that it's pure as possible. And as I say, slight stretching for the top treble, and I don't really stretch the bass downwards. I don't tend to like that, but tuners vary slightly. And this has a beautifully mellow sound, so it's suitable for a small room. You can play really quietly on it. I should be doing bits of refining on it, such as lubricating the rollers, certainly. The keys don't seem to need lubricating at all. Just the rollers. The lubrication on the rollers, which is talc, wears out always, so that's something we always do on all pianos, just to make them a little bit smoother. Sometimes it means you take a bit of noise away from it. Sometimes if you press the key down, there is a bit of noise, but there isn't on this one anyway. But just to say that lubricating the rollers is really important, and all new pianos have lubrication talc on the rollers, or possibly Teflon powder, but Renner recommends talc, so we use talc. So I hope that's helpful with the tuning. There's plenty of tuning videos. If you put into our YouTube channel tuning, then you'll find other videos that will talk about tuning. If you're interested in the piano, please do write to info@robertspianos.com. It sings beautifully and it's very mellow, so I can really recommend the piano. Thank you for listening.